Folks, welcome back to another episode of Coffee, Tea, and Crime. Today's episode, Speedway Mass Murder. Folks, we're going to be in the town of Speedway, Indiana. Now that's the town where they have the Indianapolis 500. Now that town's only about 15,000 people, and it's right there, sits on the outskirts of Indianapolis. That's November 17th, 1978. You've got four workers there at a restaurant called Burger Chef. Now it's around midnight. Now that's about the time that they're going to take the trash out the back door. So the door is opened. The trash never makes it to the dumpster. Now sometime around 12:30, an off-duty employee, he cruises by the restaurant. He's going to stop in and see if the workers need any help closing. It seems that one of the employees working there had done the same the week before and helped this fella out, so he's going to repay the favor and come help him close up. Now he pulls into the restaurant, pulls around to the back, gets out and he walks to the back door, and the back door is ajar. Now it's supposed to be shut and secured, but it's not. Now he steps inside and the four cash register drawers are all open. The cash is gone. Now he steps into the office and the safe's open and there's no employees. Now the employee, he calls a manager. The manager calls the police. Police make the scene. Now the police find the purses belonging to the two female employees. They also notice that the manager's car is gone. Now about 4 hours later, they would find the manager's Chevrolet Vega parked just a few blocks away in the 5500 block of West 16th Street. Now incredibly, and this just galls me to no end. I can't even believe this would happen or could happen. But the police think that these four employees just got the money and took off and are just having a big time. And of course the question would come up later, why in the world, if you're going to go out and have a good time, would the two female employees leave their purses behind? So now because of this belief by the police, nothing's done with the crime scene. They didn't call crime scene out. They didn't dust for fingerprints. They didn't take pictures. They did nothing. They just let them get the store back in order. And in fact, no real investigation would transpire until bodies of the workers were found. Now they're able to find a witness said that saw two men in that alley there behind the store about an hour or so before the robbery. Police are thinking, okay, they know the MO of the store. They know that somebody's going to come out that back door with the trash, and that's how they're going to get in. Now 2 days later, November 19th, 1978, got a person out walking their dog, and they find two bodies. And this is up in Johnson County in a field. Now the two employees, they've been shot to death. Now police began a search of the area. About 75 yards away, they find a body that she had been stabbed to death. And 150 feet away or so, they find the fourth body. He was found on his back. ME would rule that he died of asphyxiation. Now the theory with his death was that he was running to escape and he hit a tree at full speed and knocked himself out. And because he landed on his back, he aspirated on his own blood. Now police are pretty sure they know who committed this crime, even though there's been no arrests, no indictments. But according to the police, there were a group of 5 people. This crew did Burger Chef robberies. They did other fast food restaurants, but Burger Chef was one of the ones they liked to key in on. Now, this was occurring all through the 70s. And usually there'd be at least two of them that would do these robberies. They'd wait behind the business till it closed, and they would snatch up the employee taking out the trash, go in, get the money, and leave. And that sometimes they would steal an employee's vehicle. So that MO is a carbon copy of what occurred at this homicide scene. Now, what the police can't figure out is why all of a sudden, if it is this crew, they decided to execute all the employees. Now, to top it off, the weapon they generally had during these robberies was a .38 caliber handgun, which was the caliber of gun used to execute two of the employees. Now, police are theorizing the reason they may have executed the employees was they're thinking the assistant manager may have recognized one of the robbers from one of the other Burger Chef locations. But now that's just a theory. They don't know, because this case is still unsolved. All police can say for sure is that they got all four employees. They piled them up into the manager's car, drove over, left that car, got in their getaway car, drove to Johnson County, and then began executing the employees. Now, they're thinking when the shooting started, when the first two employees were shot, the other two employees took off and ran. They're theorizing that Miss Friedt, they ran her down and caught her and stabbed her to death. Now, it was dark out, obviously, and they're thinking Flemmonds got away clean until he ran into that tree. Of course, it's dark outside and you're scared, obviously, and he hit that tree full on, and if he'd fallen in any other position other than on his back, he'd still be alive. Police are further theorizing that since he had no other injuries on him, the suspects couldn't find him. They just figured he got away. Now, according to the police, this robbery crew never hit another restaurant after this crime. Now, one of the surviving suspects from that crew, because most of the rest of them are all dead, the most he would tell the police is, well, we might have been responsible for that Burger Chef robbery and murder in Speedway. But that's all he'd say. He wouldn't say nothing else. But that suspect went on to say, if we had done that one, I wasn't there for it. Now, three of those suspects, one died of a heart attack, another one committed suicide, and the third was a victim of a homicide. Now, the other two, they still live, at least at the time this resource material was collected, they still live in Johnson County, which is where the victims' bodies were found. Sad case. Even sadder that the police made such egregious errors at the beginning.